If you receive a UK state pension or you're helping a parent or grandparent manage theirs, this next update matters more than most. 3 real changes are landing around the DWP and pension system this July. And there's one very specific mistake that has already caused payments to be paused for people who didn't even realize they'd done anything wrong. I'm going to walk you through all 3 changes, explain exactly what that one mistake is, and tell you the simple thing you can do today to make sure it never happens to you. Stick with me, because the 3rd change is the one almost nobody is talking about, and it could affect how your pension money is protected. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with money, because that's usually what people care about most. By this July, the pension increase that was announced back in the spring has now fully worked its way into every single payment. The basic and new state pension were uprated by 4.8% from April 2026, in line with the increase in average earnings from May to July 2025. That puts the full new state pension at £241.30 a week, or £12,548 a year, and the basic state pension at £184.90 a week, around £9,615 annually. If your payment still doesn't look right by now, that's worth flagging, because the transition period is over and there's no excuse left for delays. But here's the part that takes the shine off that increase, and it's something you need to hear before you feel too relieved. Household costs are moving too, and not in your favor. Algem has confirmed the energy price cap will rise by £221 a year to £1,862 from July, a 13% increase, the highest in over 2 years, driven by spiking oil prices linked to global conflict. So while your pension went up on paper, a real chunk of that increase is about to be swallowed by heating and electricity costs. This is exactly why it's worth checking whether you're also eligible for pension credit, because even a small qualifying amount can unlock other help, including with energy costs. If you've never checked, it takes minutes on the gov.uk website, and it's worth doing before winter planning starts. Now here's where it gets more technical, and it's the part that could actually affect how safe your pension savings are. From the 31st of July 2026, new rules come into force allowing certain workplace pension savings, specifically defined contribution pensions, to be transferred into what's called a collective defined contribution scheme without needing your individual consent, when it's done as part of a bulk scheme transfer. This doesn't apply to everyone, and it's specifically about workplace scheme transfers, not the state pension itself. But if you have an old workplace pension pot sitting somewhere, this is a good moment to check what scheme it's actually in and whether any changes are being proposed. Don't wait for a letter to explain it to you after the fact. And that brings us to something connected but separate, something the pensions industry has been quietly working on this month too. There's also a live government consultation looking at how pension transfers are protected against fraud and scams, addressing fraud risks and long overdue changes to the existing transfer conditions, and that consultation closes on the 21st of July 2026. Why does that matter to you right now? Because pension scam attempts tend to spike. Whenever rule changes make headlines, scammers love confusion. So if anyone contacts you out of the blue about new July pension rules and asks for your national insurance number or bank details, that is your signal to hang up and call the pension service directly using the number on gov.uk. Now let's talk about the mistake, the one that actually causes payments to stop. It's not complicated, and it's not something dramatic. The single biggest reason state pension or related benefit payments get paused isn't fraud, and it isn't a policy change. It's simply not responding to a letter or review request from the DWP or pension service. If they write to you asking you to confirm your circumstances, your bank details, or your continued eligibility, and that letter goes unanswered, your payment can be suspended until it's sorted out. It sounds almost too simple to be the answer, but it's true, and it happens to thousands of people every year, often because the letter arrived while someone was in hospital, moved house, or simply assumed it was junk mail. So here's your one action item from this entire video. If you get any post from the DWP or the pension service, especially anything asking you to confirm details or complete a review, deal with it the same week. Don't set it aside. If you're helping an elderly parent, ask them directly whether they've had any letters recently. That 5-minute conversation could prevent weeks of stress. So to recap, your pension payment has now fully reflected this year's increase, energy costs are rising, and may be worth checking against pension credit. New transfer rules begin on the 31st of July, affecting some workplace pensions. And the one mistake that actually causes payments to pause is simply missing a DWP letter. If this helped clear things up, do me a favor and hit like, drop a comment letting me know which of these 3 changes affects you most, and subscribe so you don't miss the next update the moment it's confirmed. This is DWP Guide UK. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.